And we're live. Put you right here. See if we can look at chain. Oh shucks, where's my phone? Hang on, I'll be right back. It is my phone. Getting my phone, here I am. Here's the 372. Alright. We should finish like at least one side of this chain before I move on to the three. I don't know, maybe we can finish the whole thing. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on how bored I get. Alright, gonna bring you up over here. Six people. P.A. Dan D. Hamby. Who's D. Hamby? D. Hamby. Who's D. Hamby? Sorry, Echo. Hang on. I'm going to fix it. Kevin Morgan. D. Hamby's you. Not so much a matter of discussing chains. Chains in general is a topic I stay away from. But what I do with them is sharpen them while I'm hanging out with you guys. That way I have something to do while we're hanging out and you guys are asking questions. And although that might sound a little mundane, you're welcome to hang out and talk about chains if you like. I'm not a chain expert, but, try to get it good. So this is actually a Chinese chain here. I think. And it's semi-chisel, and it's not amazing by any stretch of the imagination, but it did go on my Steel 660 clone. And it works okay, but I rocked it. I really rocked it. So, how's the view? Is that okay, guys? What is my field of expertise? I'm a dentist. Does that answer the question? So, D. Hamby, if you're new, which I assume you are at this point, yes, I am actually a dentist. I was a dentist near Baltimore. Baltimore, U of Maryland was one of the original dental schools. That and Harvard, and I forget which was came first, but it might have been U of Maryland, which I would have to guess is probably in Baltimore. So yeah, I'm a dentist by day, and I do quite a bit of chainsaw stuff. The rest of the time, I've been spending years and years online reading and trying to amass knowledge and effectively use YouTube here as my repository for information. And I add to it and take away from it as I need to. But for the most part, what I do on YouTube is all the boring stuff. I will actually do things like, trashed chainsaws. I'll tear them down and rebuild them bolt for bolt so you guys can watch. And I do a lot of it live, and Well, now I'm doing it live. I used to edit stuff and do bolt for bolt videos, and you can go back and see those if you want. Um, but yeah, mostly what I do is just really super boring videos, but they're hopefully reasonably complete, and trash chainsaws. That's kind of what I've been doing. So I literally tear them all the way down to the bearings and rebuild them bolt for bolt. And at this point, I probably have the most comprehensive channel as far as that goes. And chainsaws have been a habit for me for a while, and I don't necessarily want to move away from them, but I've basically done what I needed to do with them, and I have enough of them at this point. So I may be moving away from that as a channel, but we'll see. Who knows? What branch of dentistry? I'm a general dentist. I do, your general drill and fill stuff. Fred Von Stein. Fred, you finally made it. Good. The Sarge is here too. Great. Actually, Fred, no, I'm gonna work on. I have to tear apart this 372, sort of. I actually I actually did some cutting the other day. I don't do lots of cutting, but I got out with my dad and we were both cutting, and these 372s ran really good. But this one, which is the one I most recently put together live, this one was having fuel starvation issues like randomly, and I think that the Chinese tank here, which has a tank vent, I think the tank vent can't keep up. That's my theory, because I'd wait a minute and then I'd have no more starvation issues, but um, it would rev good. It would idle right. It would rev fine, go all the way up, sit, no problem. Put it in wood, get a cut, maybe two, and then it would start starving. Weird. So I think the tank vent can't keep up, which means I have to change out the tank vent, which means I probably need to pull the tank off. Actually, oh, and Sarge, I was this 372 here. I know your 660 is awful tight, but this 372 has got pretty good compression, but it is super easy to start. Like, just do this and it just perfect. It really is very nice. So Patrick's here. Travis Henry, how's it going? Larry, Tim. So yeah, so I'm going to check that out. I just wanted to get a few more links on this chain ground while we're hanging out here, and trying to answer questions. And Andy's here. Quite the gang. Does that look okay? Hey, Edwin. Yeah, so I really rock this chain. This literally ran into a rock, I think. So I was running the 660 clone, and it was running good, but it just all of a sudden stopped cutting, and sure enough, all these links are peened over, and this side wasn't as bad as this side. I don't know if you can see that tooth and how peened over that is. And Craig's here. Great. Okay, fine. I'll put the chains away and we'll play with this 372. What do you guys think? Sound good? Okay. Put away the chains. Stop screwing around. I get it. We'll come back to it when I'm really bored. Okay. Actually, so what are we actually looking at here? I got saws all over the floor here. I ordered a new AV mount, thanks to Nate. So, if anybody wants a, is it Performance Outdoor out in Newcomerstown, Ohio is Nate, and he's pretty fun to deal with. I'll tell you what. I just had a nice chat with him on the phone and ordered a whole pile of stuff. Move that over here. Normally I go from the other direction here, but let's see how this looks. Okay. No, this is just a full wrap handle and not an X-Torque brake. It's just a regular full wrap. Is that OEM or is Chinese clone? This is about half and half. You know, I don't need the West Coast. Come on, but they look cool. So let's see. Is this half? It's probably not half and half. It's actually mostly OEM. It has a Chinese tank on it. In general, I think the Chinese tanks are reasonably robust, but the darn vents. And I have a good solution for it. It's just I got to do it, you know. So this is OEM. I think this is OEM, but I'm not sure. It might not. This might not be. That's OEM. That's Chinese. I think the crank's aftermarket. I think I put a aftermarket crank on this thing. Well, whoops. But whatever, you know. Whoopsie. On a ported saw, like have an aftermarket crank. Well, let's see if it holds, you know. Probably have Nachi bearings in it. What coil does it have? Ooh, good question. Probably not. I don't tend to use aftermarket coils. Edwin, the gas mix that I use is 32 to 1, 40 to 1, somewhere in there. I don't really measure. I'm not one of those guys that measures things out like that with a graduated cylinder. I know a lot of people are really into oils and mixes and whatnot, but I'm not. Drill it. Do I hear a vacuum when I crank the cap? No. I think the lag in fuel is just a minor vacuum issue. I think the tank vent works. It's just not working as well as it could. So I don't know if it's as measurable as if it wasn't working at all, you know, for instance. Well, it's oiling. That's good. Have to go polish up this 24-inch bar and, you know, shine it up good. Clearly, we don't do lots of cutting. Because I just don't do lots of cutting. I'm not that guy, but... You probably cut up about 1.25 of maple. It was good. No, that's another... yes, there's a 350 on the floor and another 372. Whose 350 was that? That's Steve's. Well, it's actually Al's, but whatever. Bye, John. Her on the forum, Dan's hosting another get-together. Yeah, I saw that. I guess the get-together's in May. So I am planning on attending. Because I actually have off that day, strangely enough. So cool, you know. It's wonky how floppy these darn things are without the third mount. Stand to charge admission, and I'll admit publicly here on live. That's totally fine with me. I think he should charge admission because it does cost a considerable amount as an individual. You know, it's one thing if you're an organization and you're putting it on for ad purposes or whatever, but you know, he's just one guy and it's his place, and you know, there's no reason why he needs to foot an entire bill. And so I think that he should charge, you know, maybe not for guests, but for regulars, such as myself. I do consider myself a regular. So for the regulars, charge admission. And for guys that want to come and can't afford $30, then that's understandable. But for the most part, I think it should be a suggested donation of $30, you know, or whatever, you know, come up with a number. You can tell how brandy new this air filter is. Not like I got a lot of time on the saw. Brandy new carburetor. So I'm gonna flip this out here. So I'm gonna get the throttle cable out. I don't even know. I need to take the top cover off. I'll just take the top cover off. Hey, James. Yeah, this is stock HD12B. Fred, I have, I think, 5 or 6 of the Zamas, and I can't get any of them to run. Casey, you got it. Good. Larry got done with the steel 019 trim saw, was a pain in the butt. Never again. Yeah, that it's just not a saw that you rebuild, Larry. You know. Travis, ever work on a 250? Yes, I did. Um, my father-in-law has a 250, and I am not partial to it. And my father-in-law might be on right now too. Take the AV springs out here. Take the positioning bolt out. Yep. Oh no, all of them are modified. Pullman did all of them for me. Not one of them flows fuel. Hey, William. Did I drain the gas out of the tank? No. Probably not. Come on, Larry. You're killing me here. You actually think I'm thinking ahead like that? Come on. You think too much of me. And I need to take the switch out. This is actually pretty cool. On this one, I put one of the momentary switches, so it's nice. You just it's always ready to ready to turn on, which is cool. And now, per usual, I have the problem getting a 372 tank off. Travis, both. Not partial to the 250s. Both. I'm not keen on running it, and I'm not keen on working on it. It wasn't bad by any stretch. It just wasn't. I'd rather play with a Husky 350 than, for the same amount of power and whatnot. You know what? I think I just screwed that stupid thing up. Matter? No. Okay. Anyway, so yep, this is the original vent. So now I'm going to empty the gas because it's easier now. Just empty the gas. Should have done this modification to begin with, but I didn't. Oh well. Need to buy some timberland. I guess I don't really, need to. I hear what you're saying, but not really. I don't know. I got too many projects, and I have half an acre. Don't need 10 acres, 20 acres, 30 acres to play with. Something's wrong with the drill bit. Now you just need something like a screw, a drywall screw to go in there. Go. Ta-da. Yeah, you could do a tap extractor or all kinds of different stuff, but okay, so now we need a piece of fuel line. You could use the nice stuff. And I'm actually gonna cut this on a significant angle. Like that. That way it's easy to go in there. But what I want to do is I actually want to put this piece all the way in, and I don't think the hole in there is quite big enough to house it. Andre Campos, I like a lot last 394 you made. Thanks, Andre. And we'll port my 298 and 044. The 298, I might not suggest porting. That's a real collector's model, I think. I might leave that one alone if I were you. Craig, I did actually pressure vac test the this one, and it did pass. But again, it was just not a matter of it wasn't. At least I think when running it, it just wasn't enough. It just wasn't keeping up, you know? It's really the only good explanation I have for it. Yeah, I don't think that hole is quite big enough. So now what we need to do is make a hole big enough. But not too big. But I still haven't found my calipers. It's roughly like 225, so I need to... 203, 204. Yeah, so at least that. Need something just slightly smaller. Let me check the next drill size up. See, this is actually 7/32, and it comes out at like 219. I think this is supposed to be 7/32 line. I don't think that that's going to work. So 13/64 is going to have to be the ticket. Alright guys, you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Hang on. Where's my piece of copper? Here it is. Watch previous video. Put my calipers. Yeah. That's a good point. D. Hamby, you didn't miss too much. I literally just took apart the 372. Really hoping this is going to work. Can you guys see down here? Okay, so now I think I remember having trouble with this last time. Like literally getting it to go around the corner type of thing. Because they made the tank so it literally goes in and stops. A little bit more of a bend in it, just so it kind of sneaks around. It's like up and in there. hard to see. Oh, I feel it. Got it. All right, now it's in there. Now if I can just pull it in, a little bit of grease. You don't want this going in too far either. You want it to be at the top of the tank, obviously. And that happens. Ooh, I see it. Shucks, come on. I was able to feel it before. It literally runs up against a wall, that's all. And I have long pliers, but I don't have the right angle ones, the ones that go around a corner. So, sucks to be me on that, I guess. The hemostats do kind of go around a corner, but not far enough, you know? How did I do this before? Would somebody explain this to me? How in the world did I do this before? Because I did. I remember doing it. I don't remember it being this hard. I remember it being annoying, but I don't remember it being like this. Try again. Yeah, this part literally ripped. So let's see if I can make it even longer. Maybe that'll help. Make the bevel nice and long. Maybe I can just thread it in effectively. And then it'll go in far enough that my hemostats can grab it. Who's placing bets tonight? James was placing bets the other night. Just wondering if anybody placing bets tonight. Make a hook out of the piece of wire to hook the hook. I did that, Stephen. I did, and it actually rips the hose. It works better if you hold the tank over your head so the filter falls down towards the hole. No, there's no filter in here, Fred. It's just the line that I'm trying to pull through. And it ends up like around a corner. There's a flat spot right here, and it's like it goes in and hits it. Yeah, I have hemostats, but I can't find the darn spot where it's... I had felt it before. Feel it there. I can feel it, sort of. But if the line wouldn't split, I'd be all set. But this line splits. You know? Maybe I can just pull it through just like that. No, it's got to be folded over. It's got to be folded over. This has got to get in here. That went in no problem. Too easy. They made some dumb pocket or something up here that it just wants to go right into. Yeah, it goes all the way in and sits in the dumb pocket. If I had a 90-degree version of these, we'd be done a long time ago. Somebody's supposed to come up with a brilliant idea like use dental floss or something like that. That might actually work. Use dental floss. Fine. Or even just string. Let's see if string goes through. In case anybody's wondering, this is actually kind of par for the course for the channel. Is it normally like this? Yes. It sucks. Blues Freak. Blow through it with an air hose. That actually is a reasonable idea. Take the... No, you can't... Bending hemostats? No. No. Okay, I got the string through. There's a start. This thing literally has to turn around a 90-degree bend like immediately as soon as it gets in there. I don't know why they made the mold like that. So now we're going to see if the rest of this will pull through. So let's use the long pliers because that'll work. Whoop, that'll work good. I should go back and see to my other videos exactly how I did this before. Okay, I can actually see it now. Came around the bend. Pulling pieces of it off. Nope, pieces came off. This aftermarket tank. Can I drill through the 90? If I drill through it, no, because I'm going to be into something like, I'm going to be into the AV mount or something stupid. It literally needs to bend down and can't believe there's 25 people still here watching me do this. You guys are all welcome, of course. Don't get me wrong. Just this is, I mean, I do like these aftermarket tanks. I think they work fine, except for this darn vent issue. I've had the vents before where they don't work at all. So that's obviously bad. Now I've got the rope again. Hook the line again. Grab the W and fog the hose and the hole. I actually I greased this. This is already greased. Of course, I might consider just putting the rope through here instead of the copper line. I guess that might make sense too, you know. Okay. Try it again. It has to get pulled down. Damn. Maybe it's just too tight of a hole. I mean, that's really the only other conclusion we can come to, right? It just doesn't want to go through because it's too tight. Is that reasonable? I don't know. I literally only need a tiny piece of this to actually make it through. You know? Let's try it another way. Go back to just putting a nice big long bevel on this and see if I can pull this around the corner. which I'm actually, feels like I might actually be able to do that. I can literally get it to flop right around the corner. It'll be. Feel it? Feel it now? God. Oh, there. I feel it. Okay. It's about 1/8 of an inch this has to sneak into. I'm going to keep making this bevel long until we get it. How about that? Actually, we're just thinning this out. Should be a long enough bevel, you know? I feel it. It's right there. I'm going to shape this a little differently. It should be right there. I don't understand. I can feel it. It's right there. Tie the floss tightly around the end and collapse the tube, snip off the excess, pull it through. Maybe. Yes. Okay, let's do that. Oh, wait. Oh, I just got it. I just got it. Hang on. I think. Yep, that did it. Although I like the floss idea. Have I ever needed this OEM tank? No. Zed on the on OPE forum has had good luck with these echo vents. You need to be able to suck air through them, which you can. Put a little bit of grease on that. Now watch this. You can pull that thing. Right there. Or you can bring it up, up too if you really want to, whatever. You can leave it wherever you want, but it actually fits there. Yeah, so that fits there, and what I can do also is just take, because you don't want the vent to be underwater, obviously. So you go up to the very top, and you snip off any extra vent material. And it just sits there right there. Just is this the original? The thing is huge. You don't push it in. No, leave it. It's fine. I don't want you guys to feel my frustration. I want to show you guys the smooth way to do it. Too bad I don't got the smooth way to do it. But that I have done elsewhere. I mean, you can run this up into the carb box if you want, but you don't necessarily need to. If you need to change that out in the future, pull it out and just do it again, which would suck, but long bevel on the tube, whatever tube you're using, long bevel on the tube gets it through. Grab it with the hemostats. Use a little 90-degree grabber, flop it over, grab with the hemostats. That's what worked. So that should do. And these are even the aftermarket Echo style vents, and I think they're pretty good. Turf Tough, I don't know. I bought them by 10. They're pretty cheap. Now we watch the hard one. Let's see. D. Hamby, thank you for sticking around, buddy. We haven't seen you around, and thank you for sticking this out. Is this the original, the way the original is? No. The original is actually kind of like they have here, but the original vent, the Chinese vent and the original vent are not compatible. They made it so you can't use the OEM vent here. The easy way is to just buy a Husky OEM tank. I'm not super crazy about the OEM vents either. They do work, but I actually like these vents better. Try pulling. Yeah, Craig. The idea was to try to pull the hose up and through. Um, I could. I think that would be very difficult, but hang on. I got something going on here. Getting the bar here. Okay. So let's put this thing back together. Sorry, I got to bring you guys back up here. Yeah, so it really shouldn't be that hard to do. You know, whatever. Just that was kind of crappy. Um, butter a little bit. Don't worry about it. Husky was a truck stop in Barstow. What? Are you on your meds again, James? It's the medication talking, buddy. We'll forgive you. And you're gonna route all your lines through, obviously. Which is always easier said than done. These Husky tanks always like to hang up somewhere. And often you gotta kind of put them in an angle and then give them a kapop, and then they'll go. Yeah, that's the way. See, the tank vent actually fits right there. If you guys are seeing, how do you get out? The tank vent actually fits right here as this is going in. The tough part is to slide this right here in. Sometimes you just gotta, boom, there you go. Fell off. What rubber mount was that? That was this lower rubber mount. Great. Okay, I guess we'll fix that. I'm going to put my throttle in here first, just to get that in. Make sure it's seated in your throttle down here too, otherwise it's not going to act right. So I guess this rubber bumper that's under here left. So let's... Oh, add new. Right. Do I have one sitting around? No, because I have all my 372 stuff out in the barn. And that's why you guys are saying, wait a minute, this is a 394, not a 372. And you'd be right, except for the fact that you use the same mounts. So, in my own silly way, I keep them all with the 372. Ooh, unless, I've got all kinds of goodies everywhere here. Unless I've got a rubber mount here. Always possible. Sometimes there's spare rubber pieces hanging around, you know. Sometimes I gotta go out to the shed to get them, that's all. See, I know I just bought some new ones. I know I have new ones. And I don't think they're here. But we'll check and see if they're with my 372 stuff. Or my 394 stuff here. Because if it is, then great, but I doubt it. But who knows what I did. When I order stuff, you know, sometimes I just order stuff in a rage and just order piles of things and who knows what shows up. I get really frustrated when I don't have something. I'm pretty sure because those are 372, they're not necessarily 394 specific. I probably put them... See, I've got other 394 mounts. No, they have to be out in the shed. Crap. Alright. You guys want me to run out to the shed and get it? I can do that. Take care, Fred. Have a good night. To answer what coil? An OEM coil. I don't know who asked that question before, but it's an OEM coil. Yeah, it'll take me 2 seconds to run out to the shed, get it. Octillon, what's going on? Van Mail Bob. I just need to run out to the shed and grab a part here. and then we'll have this thing back together. Time is it? Okay. Yeah, I'll be right back. Let me run out to the shed. That was so much easier than fishing around. Okay, so here's the part. I'll show you guys. Here's the part. There's a tab here, and I'm gonna have space here for it. Basically, just grab the tab, nice and easy, and this works up and in and through. These are most definitely easiest to do when they're brand new like that. Done. Okay, didn't need to do anything else there. Now I can take this, stick the cover back on here. Make sure that's free. I'm not trying to impact them on hard. That's not the idea. Okay. Gonna pull the start switch through. Okay, on this one the ground's a little short, so that's going to be the toughie to do. There you go. The ground. Now you take the kill wire here. That goes on. That gets clicked in. Good. Okay, let's do this. Do this by hand. Do this by hand. Or drop it. Okay. Fuel line on. I always forget this thing. Yeah, they're good. The positioner, or movement limiter, or whatever you want to call it. Limiter screw. Okay. You like your new saw, Brandon? That's good. And while we have this apart, might as well just give the head bolts just a quick check here. Good. I did run this saw up and down a bit, so that's good to see. This is usually where I find that I missed something. Alright, so looking down in here. Yep, tank vent's there, that's fine. I could probably pull it in a shade more, so I'm going to do that. If I can. I don't know if I can at this point. might be able to pull it down more, might not. I don't know. Yeah, I'll leave it. It'll be fine. Have I ever tried carving something out of a tree? No. Remember, I don't cut that much. I cut a little bit. It's not a lot, you know. So I don't do carving. I don't do hot saws. Somebody asked me the other night about hot saws. I don't do that stuff. It's just not something I'm gonna be able to get into, you know. I'll leave it. It'll probably be fine. I know. Everybody wants to hear it pop. Okay. It doesn't matter. It runs fine. We don't need to hear it pop tonight. I think there's a game on, so I better go. Let's see if we can get the handle back on here. $19 people watching. People came back. So I'll have to let you guys know how this works. I don't know when I'm going to get to cut again, but at Clemson, Alabama. College National Championship? Is that what that is? I'm not even really into football, but I'll go watch the game. Or at least some of it. That's it. I think Alabama's favored. Pretty sure Alabama's favored. Well, the only way to really test this out is to get the bar and chain on it, so. And go do some cutting. This does run nice with a 24. It balances out good. It's really kind of at home with a 24, I think. I have a 28-inch Samura coming from Nate at Performance Outdoors, so I'm gonna put that on the 660. This saw is still pretty sharp, so I'm not going to work on the chain at all. No real need. All right. And we're back to go. There we go. That's how you do a tank vent, sort of. Anyway, anything else cooking, guys? Because I'm going to go watch the game and relax and all that stuff. Long day tomorrow. Big day work tomorrow. Probably won't be on tomorrow night. Just long day tomorrow, so probably not going to be on. Enjoy your 026, Brandon. What else? That's pretty much it. Everybody be safe out there. Thanks very much for hanging out. Appreciate it. Maybe we'll do I don't know what we're gonna do Wednesday, but I'll try to be on Wednesday. I have a dinner Wednesday night. So gonna be an early dinner. So if I can come on Wednesday night, maybe we'll do a chain or two. So any other questions, tools, anything? D Hamby again, thanks for sticking it out if you're still around. And this is about par for the course for my stuff, just so everybody knows. I don't have things prepared. Things go wrong. Things are not smooth sometimes. Now you know how long it took me to edit all those videos of me putting saws together. So, everybody enjoy their night. Thanks so much, Tim. Thanks so much for hanging around. We appreciate having you on the channel. And everybody, thanks so much. Have a great night. Good night, Craig.